I'm speaking to you now from the low veld in Zimbabwe, one of the hottest and most arid parts of the country. And as I speak, the final text of the COP26 negotiations has not yet been finalised, and I'm following avidly every twist and turn. But I want to reflect on the privilege I've had over the last few weeks to speak to people across this country, people who are on the front line of the fight against climate change and biodiversity loss. What do you do when an out-of-nowhere hailstorm totally destroys your tomato crop? What do you do when the insects that you used to gather as a delicacy are not there in the same numbers? What do you do when the trees that are so central to your biodiversity and also to lives and livelihoods are no longer there? And what do you do when the energy source you've relied on for years can no longer be used because it's polluting the planet, is no longer reliable, and you need to move to low carbon energy sources? These are all urgent questions, and I'm glad Zimbabwe was ably represented at the COP26 negotiations. I'm glad Zimbabwe was there to call on the world to raise its ambition, and I'm glad Zimbabwe was there to make its own commitments to a 40% emission reduction, to stop deforestation, and to move towards green grids. I'm looking forward to seeing Zimbabwe's National Adaptation Plan in the beginning of the next year. And most of all, I'm looking forward to working with Zimbabweans across the country to turn those commitments into action. And action is needed. Raising ambition was one of the watchwords of this conference. And I was personally so inspired by the young people who kept on reminding us relentlessly that we need to raise our ambition, for this is an emergency. Young people from around the world, and particularly young people from Zimbabwe. Elizabeth and Natalie at the conference. Onkosi here back in Zimbabwe. Lizzie, the e-vehicle taxi driver that I took a couple of weeks ago. Unique and Lovejoy, the climate change journalist. You were the ones who raised your voices and told us we needed to act now. This is your emergency and your future, but you also made it ours and made us act. I'm proud to be working with you, and I'm looking forward to working with you and all Zimbabweans as we tackle this crisis.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.